Alright, welcome, and we are in the next close look, and this one's gonna be about Skywrath Mage. I have to first say that I'm not really experienced that much with the hero. I haven't really played him that much. I think I got like 2 games in Dota 1, because this was released in 2011, December of 2011, with other 3 heroes in one patch. So it was a Legion Commander, Skywrath Mage, Ember Spirit, and the last one was a Goblin Shredder, in Dota 2 known as a Timbersaw. So we got 4 heroes in one day, and I was kind of, trying to bring you some gameplay of those, playing them, like 2-3 times, all of them, and then done, because I was already focusing in the transfer to Dota 2, trying to push Dota 2 to my channel, which I actually did, as you can see. So, but right now we are getting them into the Dota 2. So I don't have much experience in the real live games, but I actually watched some Dota 1 competitive scene with him, so I kind of have the idea how to play him. I already played like 3 games against both to kind of get the timings done, and I think I can do some closer look on him right now. So, first of all, I think this mid hero is best on mid. The problem with this hero is not really his HP pool in the beginning, not his mana pool. Those are okay. For example, with these items, on level 1, you have like 550 HPs and 400 mana, so you can be spamming your nukes in the beginning, on the mid of course. You can be, spamming the nukes to kill the creeps, to get fast bottle, so, you can definitely manage your hero very well. The problem is that on level 1, throughout like level, 5 maybe even, you have armor 0, so each time something hits you, it's a full damage. There's no reduction at all. So even creeps hitting you, like you just position yourself badly, and right here, for example, you attack the hero and the creeps attacking you, it's a big deal. Or tower attacking you, there's absolutely no reduction. So you have to be very careful to not be hit that much on that mid. And of course, the build is the bottle as soon as possible, so you can spam even more. That's how this hero wins the lane. He just spams his nukes on the enemy and just drives him back. Like, just leeches out his region and then dominates the lane with like maybe some rune control. So mid hero, I think, definitely is the best choice here. You need to be effective in the beginning, in the mid game, because later on, everything about this hero is magic based. So if if there's some immunity, we are talking about BKB2. Right now I can only run. If Nyx jumps on me at this point, I can do this and hope nobody else blinks in and kills me. So you have to be very careful about, picks are definitely, you can counter pick this hero very easily. I think Nyx is one of those heroes that definitely counter pick this hero and can kill him in 3-4 seconds very easily. Even like we are talking about like 40 minutes in, this hero just goes down. Now let's start then with the spells. Why this hero is so good. So the first thing you will be leveling up, or you want to level up, is the Arcane Bolt. It's 70 mana, so for your mana pool, this in the end will cost basically no mana. Even in the beginning, it's not that much, so you can definitely spam it on the lane. The great thing about the spell is that the cooldown is 2 seconds on level 4. It's 5 on level 1, so still the cooldown is very low. It's magical damage, as everything about this hero, as I said, and the base damage is 120, plus there's intelligence damage multiplier, so the base damage and the multiplier applies to that. And that's the damage that will be hurting the enemy. As you can see, this is enemy with 2000 HPs. Each 2 seconds, I can actually cut this amount of HPs here, because my intelligence, which is 103, without almost any items on the intelligence. So if you'll be building towards some intelligence items, some like survivability too, you'll be getting a lot of damage just through your arcane bolt. So it's a pretty nice thing to be, casting, because this is scaling nice even to the late game. It's like Nyx Assassin, mana burn. It scales great with the game going on, like the timer. So that's your main nuke. Definitely something that works well with all the synergies that you have with this hero. So let's actually go into the synergies. Then you have a concussive shot. This, on the mid, for example, this is okay to keep at level 1 only, because the damage, of course, is a great damage source, but the thing is, it costs more mana. The cooldown is not that great. We have 14 here for 200 damage, we have 70 mana, and 2 seconds cooldown for 120. So this will be overall much more damage than this, plus, this is targetable. This is actually not targetable. You're gonna click, and it's gonna release the bolt, or whatever. It's actually bolt. Shot. It's gonna release the shot in the closest thing that you have. Of course, if it's magic immune, it's gonna jump on the closest thing that is not magic immune. So, for example, it's gonna be Nyx at this time. But the good thing is that this cannot be dispelled. So BKB immunity, it cannot be dispelled because it works like a maybe even the Panda Thunderclap, I think works like that, that you cannot dispel it. It just affects on you that you cannot break it. Even with the Manta style, you just cannot break it. Now the thing is, if it's flying already and he BKBs, it's still affecting him. Not him, but around him. I actually forgot to say, there's a radius 200 around the guy, that whoever is in is going to receive the damage, and I think the slow too. As you can see, damage is received, and both guys have a slow. So it's perfect in like a team, you know, fights that you are running together. You just receive that one shot, and you slow them down. Then you can maybe initiate on them, whatever. So even if he BKBs, okay, let's actually do that. Nax is still going to receive the slow and the damage, so that's a good thing. It still applies. It doesn't just disappear with the BKB. And I'm actually to show you the Manta style activation that it cannot be cancelled. See, the slow is still there. Not on the images, of course, but on the main gun, the slow is still there. So it works perfectly with these scenarios. And if you are not sure which is the real one, because they're just, you know, running like that with the Manta style. For example, he's running away. You just cast this. It reveals all the time the real one, because it ignores illusions. That's the good thing. It completely ignores the illusions. And that's kind of the thing about this hero. Two things of his are ignoring everything else other than heroes. So we have Concussive Shot, and the ulti ignores illusions, creeps, everything. So, but now let's not get, you know, in front. Let's start with the Ancient Seal before the ulti. In the Ancient Seal, I would actually level this up as a second thing, at least on the mid. I'm kind of talking about the mid hero. Of course, on the side lanes, we have to kind of go for some different style, maybe. But the Ancient Seal is a silence. So, it's a with good range, as you can see. So you'll still be able to counter, you know, it works kind of like Orchid, even the range is kind of similar. So, you know, Crixlis ulti, Enigma ulti, you will just click on them instantly. As you can see, the cast time is not really anything crazy, and there's a silence. And the silence is for 6 seconds. Of course, silence can be broken, as every single silence. So you have to be careful about that. But other than that, this works perfectly in the beginning. As I'm saying, like the beginning, if there's no magic immunity or no nakes on you, this works perfectly. Plus, it has additional thing other to a silence. By the way, the cooldown is 11 seconds, and the mana cost is definitely, you know, nothing special. It scales up, but you'll be kind of getting on level, you know, what is this, like level 9, let's say, you'll be getting around 1000 mana, maybe 1300 mana, so it's not that problematic to actually keep up with this. Also, there's magic resistance reduction. I think in Dota 1 it's called, like, you know, it's like amplifying the damage, but it's the same thing. So there's gonna be magic reduction. For example, the hero right now, Enigma, the magic reduction is 25%. On level 4, that's why I would level this up soon as possible. This keep on level 1, of course, this first as a on level 4. So the magic reduction is gonna be in a minus number, so -2 at this point, okay? That's a big deal, because at this point, you know, -2, let's say there's no magic reduction at all. It works great because everything about your spell is magic day based, so this will do so much more damage. And plus 6 seconds, you know, 6 seconds of silence, or, you know, 6 seconds, yeah, it's 6 seconds of silence. It's gonna do a lot of damage. At this point, I just casted 3 spells, or 4 spells, and I drained 1300 or 400 HPs from the Enigma. Just with, you know, what I used, 300 mana? That's actually nothing from, you know, this point of in the game. So this is your perfect combo. You silence the guy and you just jump on him with all the spells, hitting him. He cannot do anything, he can just run, he's slowed. So it's really, really great. Just rotate those cooldowns, Arcane Bolt and everything like that. Now, the thing that will drain your mana, that's the only thing that actually will effectively completely drain your mana, is your ulti. It's called Mystic Flare, and it's the area effect spell. It ignores creeps. So for example, if there's a creep, it completely ignores them, does nothing to them. What it does insane amount of magical damage. So as you can see, on level 4 it does 1200 magical damage, and the mana cost is 800. So even now, level 25, that is half of my mana gone. So that's pretty ridiculous. And of course the damage, as you can see, is pretty apparent. It's a lot of damage. Now, it's an area effect, so everything in that area is damage. Outside of that area, it's not damage. So of course they can escape it very quickly. That's why you have this. So they can't really escape it that quickly. If there's a stun, it's perfect. You know, stun is landing, you just hit the ulti, and you can even multiply the damage by the seal, as I'm going to show right now. It's a big difference. It's a big difference with the silence. Now the problem is sometimes when you have too many heroes in one place, it doesn't do that much because the damage is equally distributed between the amount of heroes that are in that area. So for example, 2 heroes here, it's gonna do half and half damage basically. As you see, it's not that big of a deal, so if there are 3 heroes, for example, just running through it, it's not such a big deal. Of course, if he just escapes, it starts doing the full damage to the Enigma. So that is the hero. Of course, it's just the burst of the damage. So, you know, you're starting with this, Enigma tries to run, you're following, casting your next arcane bolts. If you can force stuff to him and finish it with the arcane bolts. That's how you play the hero. I'm gonna be, of course, you know, releasing some of the gameplay. I'm gonna probably play one on the mid and one as a support. They're gonna give you idea how to actually play him as a support. I'm not really sure yet. Of course, I haven't played it in real game in, you know, well over 1 year. So we have to see how it goes. But I think definitely his advantage is get as much as you can, mana pool, even survivability in the beginning. So in the mid game you can be so effective against them. You know, level 11 of ulti. That's no, you know, that's a pretty big deal. I can solo Nakes alone with this hero, definitely. But he's not gonna have, of course, BKB. Even his rage, I can just silence him before he actually pops it and kill him. So that is that. The hero definitely is losing a little bit in the late game when people are building correct items. You know, we are talking about BKBs, for example, as a carry. That's just kind of screws you up if there's a Nakes. If he pops the rage soon, you know, if he has Shadow Blade or Dagger or jumps on you, not what you can do. You kind of need some Ghost Scepter, maybe some Force Staff to get away. But definitely the outburst of the damage is great. The mid hero is very solid play on the mid. So thank you for watching. That's gonna be it. There's really nothing else. I can't really show you the gameplay because I actually haven't played him yet. Just the idea about this hero, it's a big burst damage of a magic, and yeah, definitely takes a lot of training, kind of like a puck, just to rotate your cooldowns correctly, position your things correctly, and that's gonna be it. One more thing about the concussive shot that I didn't mention, and the areas, of course, as you can see, is ridiculous. You need vision on that hero. That's the only thing that is kind of against it. You need vision, so you need to see the hero just for a second on your map, and then click on it, and it's gonna be following the hero. So that is it. Thank you for watching. This was a Skywrath Mage. I'm going to be playing him probably Friday, I think. They have kind of not troubles, but they are releasing a lot of fixes, which kind of means that the patch is not going to be that soon for me, you know, in Europe. The patch could be hitting like, you know, 1 AM, 2 AM, which I'm actually not going to be commentating because it's too late for that. So I'm going to be probably playing him Friday morning, bringing you 1 mid game and 1 support game to the YouTube, and probably even later that day I'm going to be streaming some game with him. So thank you for watching. This was a Skywrath Mage. Hopefully we're going to get you know, steady pace with the heroes, and we're gonna get something each week. I'm hoping. Alright, so thanks for watching, that's it.